What's up, guys? It's Nick, and today we're back with the Unus Annus tier list. I wanted to do this a lot sooner after the last video because the last two things, well, technically there were 4 parts, but the first time I sat down to record Unus Annus tier list, there were 75 videos in. But I guess that's just when I came up with the idea. The second time I messed up even worse. And between the first tier list, not even total, between the first list and then when I went to record, there were 150 plus videos. I think it was like 152 or some shit. So, this time, I've come back, it's been like a month. So there are like, I think there's like 29 videos. So it's been a little less than a month, but 29 videos. So, that's better than 150. I still can't believe I crammed that into 2 episodes, but whatever. Yeah. So, I'm not too worried about taking too much time, but I'm not going to try and be super slow about it. So yeah, 30 videos. Hopefully this is only 1 episode. If this is 2 parts, I'm going to be a little upset, but because this is less than half of what the first episode was. So, hopefully this can be like 1, maybe 30-minute episode. I want it to be shorter than that, maybe like 20 minutes, but it's probably gonna take longer than that, because that would be like more than 1 video a minute. So I don't know. We could do it. But let's start off with 10 miracle products to give you the thickest jaw on planet Earth. So this one, it's pretty good. It's just a classic video of they bought some products and tried them out. And this one, out of all the ones that they've done on Unus Annus, it's a pretty good one. It deserves some recognition, definitely, for being not bad. But it's not the best one, definitely. I think it deserves a solid B. Also, I don't know if that size for the thumbnail is gonna be too big on there. It probably is, actually. Let me just. That's fine. That's fine. You can tell what that is. It's good. Okay. Next up, we got 2 dirty boys wash out their filthy mouths with soap. It was a funny video, but I don't know. They're just eating soap. They didn't ingest it, but they tasted soap, which is toxic. But whatever, it's not toxic to taste it, I suppose, because they wash their mouth out immediately. Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing to the jaw products or whatever, except it's not as good inherently, but it is funnier. So I think that deserves probably same rank. So I'll give this one a solid B as well. Bam. B for bitch, because they say the word bitch and then they have to wash out their mouth with soap. Which, that was never a thing with me when I was younger. Because I've definitely said swear words as a kid. I'm not trying to, like, boast to, like, oh, look, I said all the swear words. But, like, I definitely had said them before, and everyone, and my parents were just like, hey, don't say that. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. It was never like, yeah, wash your mouth out, cunt. And then they would have to wash their mouth out, because they just swore at me. Alright, and then we got Mark is guilty, Ethan has the proof. It's kind of a funny video. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's kind of entertaining. The just little dynamic that they're doing, whatever. But it's not quite as good as the other 2. Like, I would look at it and be like, oh yeah, that video was funny. But I wouldn't jump to watch that. I would rather watch one of these other ones. So, it's gonna get a C. Alright, recreating Mark's childhood. This was a pretty good one. It was not too bad. It was very funny. And they brought back a bunch of stuff, like old references that I even forgot about. Although I'm not saying I'm like the Markiplier encyclopedia, but I did remember a lot of them. Like, I remembered about the stone, and I remembered about what was the dirt pretzels. I remembered that, but I forgot about like a lot of, no, it wasn't the dirt pretzels. It was the the memories one, because the memory, like, oh, it didn't have memories as a child. That was from Unus Annus, so obviously I remember that one. But and it was really funny. It was one of the better ones out of this list, although it's not as good as some that have gone in this tier in the past. I'm going to put it in A tier because out of the ones that I have today, I think relatively this one is more of an A tier. Let me actually make that a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. So it can fit in better. I guess that would be the accent. Alright, we put an Apple Watch in a rock tumbler. Very clickable thumbnail and title. Obviously, Mark and Ethan are good at doing that, but the video itself, it's like, it's not clickbait because they do it and everything, but it's just kind of boring. I don't know. It's like, it hypes you up a lot. And like rock tumbler, like they even talk about it in the video. It's like, oh, it's like one of those things that I haven't thought about in years. But even still, watching the video back, it's just kind of meh. I mean, they just do exactly what they said. They put an Apple Watch in there, and they put some rocks in there, and then they did it, and then they're like, oh, look, it's different now. Not the most entertaining. Alright, Dummy Thick for Dummies, A Tale of Two Butts, pushing our butts even further beyond. The video that couldn't decide on a title, so they just said, hey, we'll use all of them. Can you send it, please? Thank you. I mean, automatically B tier, because butt. B for butt. But, get it? However, that's not the word but. I think it's not, it does fit in B, because it's not the most entertaining, but it's pretty good. And like I said, obviously, B for butt, you gotta go in B tier. So, Bamalama, Shmimma Bambo, Bump Dimbo, in the butt tier. There we go. Alright, then we've got reverse engineering a kite to steal the idea of electricity from Benjamin Franklin. I mean, it was just one of those classic Unus Annus doing an Unus Annus, you know, where, oh, we've got this idea or whatever, oh, we're doing this, and they just do it, and that's it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna take kites and we're gonna make another kite. And I don't know, this video, it was just frustrating to me, because it was like, I mean, like, it was just like I said, they were just like, okay, we're doing this, and then they did it, and then that was it. But also, they, like, fucked it up along the way, and just for me personally, it was not great for me to watch. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of sick of the whole stuff with, like, oh, Unus Annus is just goofy because it's Unus Annus, whatever. Like, oh, they just do this one goofy thing because it's Unus Annus, whatever. I'm kind of bored of that. I'm missing, like, the old good content. Even, like, the simpler stuff is really good. Like, it doesn't have to be super, like, out there. It doesn't have to be some weird, wacky idea to be good. One of my favorite videos on Unus Annus, One Man 100 Accents. That video was so funny. I loved that one. And it was just Ethan doing accents. But it was fucking amazing. So, this one is getting a D. Because this doesn't live up to the Unus Annus standard. Which, sadly, many of these, although they're better than the ones in quarantine, many of these do not live up to what I would consider to be the Unus Annus standard. There are definitely some really good ones in this batch, but a lot of them are not so great. Like this one, the Candy Bra Challenge. Another just Unus Annus being an Unus Annus. Hey, we put on this candy bikini set, and now we're gonna eat it. Like, it's one of those things where, like, they start out the video not knowing what they're gonna do. It's like, it's just not good enough, you know? It's just, oh, we've got these candy bras, so you try and eat them off yourself. And then they just do that, and then it's over. It's disappointing, man. Although this even is worse than the Kite one, because at least the Kite one, it like had a whole like running theme or whatever. This one was just like, oh yeah, we did that and then we're done. And they didn't even know what they were gonna do with it in the first place. It's getting an E. Mark and Ethan look at a puppy for 10 minutes. Now this one I can appreciate, not just because it's a dog, but that definitely helps. But because this one is more self-aware in being that like the title, they just look at a puppy for 10 minutes, and they like constantly reference that throughout the video. That's all that video was. Is just them looking at Evan's new dog. So I can respect that for what it is. Like the Kite one or the bra one, like they don't do that as much. So this one I appreciate, but also me appreciating it does not bump it all the way up to something like an A, but I think it can go in a solid B. B for Bodhi. B for Bodhi. That's it. That's the one. Alright, Unus Annus, try pole dancing. This was one of the rare ones that was really, really good. This one was really funny. I think it's because it was like a bigger thing. They've had the idea for a while. It was something that they've thought about, so it wasn't just like, oh, candy bra, oh, we bought these because, oh, they look funny, and now we're going to do something with them that we don't know what to do. No, this one, they had the idea, and they did it finally, and it was really funny, and it was really good. So, I think this one, you guys might, like I said, with the Buttstone one, you guys might think, oh, that's a little out of place for something like this, but honestly, out of this group, it's getting an S. This is S-worthy out of this group of videos. Alright. Next up, we've got This Is Hiding on Your Body Right Now. So they take a bunch of different body parts and they put them on the agar plates. And they leave them, I think, for, it was either like 3 days or 3 weeks or something like that. I think it was 3 days. I'm not sure. It might have actually been, it might have been 2 weeks actually. But they do that, and then they come back and look at how much bacteria is cultivated. I mean, it's a cool video. It's cool. Not the best, but, you know, at least it was a fleshed out idea, and there was some funny stuff, like the balls. Stuck their balls on these. Oh my god, it was pretty funny. B for balls, and also bacteria, I guess. Alright. Tasting weird food combos, pickles, and chocolate, ice cream, and soy sauce. Yes, that is the title. But yeah, this video was very fun. I like this more than other stuff, like the candy bra thing, or even like the jaw products, which was a good video. Those are more just like, hey, we bought this thing and now we're gonna do stuff with it. This isn't really anything like that. It's like they're just trying stuff. Yeah, sure, they had to buy the food, I guess, but it's just like them trying out like an idea, which is a lot better of a video to watch because it doesn't seem as forced. When they buy something and then just do this like, oh, here, we bought this, so we're doing a video, it just seems like, well, they forced the video because they bought the thing. There wasn't actually a good video idea here. They just saw that and they're like, oh, that's funny. So this one is getting an A. Alright. And I think A and above, the criteria, at least for this group, is like videos that I would immediately go back to and watch, like, not, because I've gone through all of the channel, like, rewatched all the videos. I've done that like 3 times, since the beginning of Unus Annus. Like, not necessarily like that, because obviously I would have to watch all of these if I was doing that, but if I were just, like, go back and watch certain videos for fun, A and above videos I would watch. Yeah, like, A and above I would watch, even in the past tier list, whatever. A and above I would watch immediately. I might go back and watch the B's once I had watched all of the A's and above. And then, like, C and below, I probably wouldn't go back and watch. Like, there's a possibility for C. But generally, A and above, would watch that immediately. B after the other ones. So, alright. And then we've got, shit. here it is. Okay, the Unus Annus space program. This is one where my expectations going into it were high. I was like, this is gonna be a really good video, and then for the first like half of the video, more than half actually, I think, like 2/3, like the first like 2/3 of the video, I was like, oh well, this is just fucking stupid. And then the last third saved that shit. And also, and that's just when I watched it for the first time. Rewatching it, because I rewatched it earlier today, in preparation for this video, and even the beginning bits now, just with the knowledge of, okay, they're gonna get to actually doing it successfully. Rewatching the beginning of it is really funny. So just watching them fuck up at every attempt. So I'm gonna give this one an A. It's getting an A. All right. The egg smashing game. Yeah, like this one and the Unus Annus space program. They're just things where there's a concept and they do it. Instead of having to buy something and then like, oh, we gotta make a video based on this now. Which is a lot better. So this, like I said, even as simple as it is, and that's like the whole thing going into it. It's super simple. There's just an egg on the table and it's covered up by like a Tupperware container. So they have to smack the container or they can lift it up, and if they smash it, then they lose. Like, even, like it's a simple concept and it works really well. It works really well. Seeing them do their own take on a simple concept is way better of a video than them going and buying something just to try and, like, they buy something because it's funny and then try and make something based on it, or doing something that's way too complicated that no one can follow. So this one is also gonna get an A. Alright. Can you bake a cookie from cookie dough ice cream? This one is not so much Unus Annus pulling an Unus Annus as Mark pulling a Mark. This video is pretty much Mark's fault. Literally, as I started watching it, I was like before they even like said the main concept or whatever, or like how they were gonna go about getting the cookie dough from the ice cream, I was like, yo, couldn't you just melt it and use a strainer? Just melt the ice cream, because the chocolate chips in the cookie dough won't melt. Put it in a strainer, and then there you go. You've got the cookie dough and the chocolate chips. And even Amy brought that up later. I was like, thank you, Amy. And then Margaret was still like, all right, well, we're not going to do that. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I can look past that because it's just Mark doing it for the sake of being a joke. That being said, what I can't look past is just how dumb it is. And the whole thing of they're like, oh, this is actually not too bad. It came out pretty alright. No, it didn't. It definitely didn't. It came out like dog shit. It absolutely did not come out well. I don't care how well that tasted. I don't care how good that tasted. It was shit. That was awful. And there's like a half gallon's worth of spit in there probably. Would never eat those cookies. Alright, and then we got Bleachus Honest. This one is kind of like the cookie dough one, in that, yeah, it is them just doing a concept. It's like the other ones where they're just doing a concept instead of like buying a thing or whatever. And that is better than just buying like a product. But this one is like the cookie dough one, and even though they're doing like a concept instead of like a product or something like that, it's just not as good. So I don't know. I did Bleach a shirt. I have a Bleach Pink Floyd shirt. But I don't know. This is going in B. B for Bleach. Right. Now we've got dunking Oreos in literally anything but milk. Now this is a good concept video. And I think, looking at this, I think the differentiator between doing a concept, whether it ends up good or bad, is the like variety that's in the video. Or I guess like the amount of stuff you're doing with it, not necessarily the variety. Because like the flavor combinations one, they did a bunch of different like flavor combinations. The space program one, they did a bunch of different vodkas, even though they fucked up a bunch of times. They did a bunch of them. The egg smashing game, they played a multitude of games. And this one, the Oreo one, they tried a bunch of different liquids. Versus cookie dough, they just did that once and it came out shit, and they were like, alright, okay. Or the Bleach one, they bleached a couple clothes and they were like, alright, this is fine. This one is really good, and I think it's deserving of an A. Bam. Bam, bam. Right there. Alright. Then we've got preparing a 5-star meal for our YouTube famous dogs. I really, really like this one. I don't know why. Or actually, no, I do know why. It's because it's a cooking video. It's a cooking video that I really like watching, and it's one where they don't particularly fuck anything up, but there's still like a sort of like, oh, Unus Annus chaotic vibe. And it works really well because they don't, like I said, they don't end up messing it up anything a lot. So you get the satisfaction of having them actually complete it well, but you still get the chaos that would happen if they did fuck it up. And combined with the fact that it's for some dogs, and dogs are adorable. Especially Chica and Henry got more recognition in this video. I'm not saying that they neglect Henry or anything like that, but definitely it's more, with Unus Annus, it's more of Chica and Spencer. So I'm glad Henry got some of the spotlight with this video. So this is getting an S tier, because it's really, really good. There are a lot of different aspects to it that make it really good, so it's deserving of an S tier. Alright, this one, DIY teeth. Another one of those things where they bought these weird teeth and like resin teeth off of, I think it was like Etsy or Craigslist or something, and they just did random shit with it, whatever, because content, baby. I feel like that's the whole thing. It's like they're just doing stuff for the content of it. Where the whole thing with Unus Annus is that's not what they were going for. The whole thing is like every day they upload a video, and we're supposed to cherish that because we have only a year to do it. And especially, one thing that really bugs me about Unus Annus is a lot of times in videos, Mark especially, but even like Ethan does it sometimes, they're always talking about like copywriting stuff. They're talking about like copyright stuff in their videos, or like age restricted stuff, whatever. The whole thing at the start of Unus Annus was they're not doing it for the money, and they're not worried about copyright or monetization and stuff like that. So having them worry so much about that, I don't know. It just seems like Unus Annus has become more corporate, and I'm not really a fan of that. I really hope going into the top 100, because we're almost there. We're like 9 days away from 100. I really hope going into the last 100 that Unus Annus becomes better. Because, like, these videos, honestly, like, even out of the S tier ones, like, the S tier ones are pretty good, and, well, they're really good, but even those, really, none of these really speak to the things that Unus Annus has done. Like, one of the big ones that stands out in my mind is them getting pepper sprayed. And I'm not saying that they have to hurt themselves or anything in order for Unus Annus to be good. That's not it at all. But it's just like a big deal. Unus Annus should be big, especially now if we're going to the top 100. I totally understand having a couple videos throughout the year, because they're uploading every day for a year. So 365 videos. Some of them are bound to be shit. But I understand having some of them throughout the year that are not as good. Maybe like 50. There should be like a solid 50 that are not as good, which that would be like C and below. So I think that it's fine to have some that aren't as good, because they can't all be amazing. But I think just the amount of times that they do stuff like this, and the amount that they forgot about the whole concept is they're doing crazy stuff that, like, YouTube wouldn't normally like be cool with or spread out or whatever. And that's like, and they're deleting it at the end of the year. Like, it shouldn't matter what they're doing. Their first video was them cooking with sex toys. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that they would do that now on Unus Annus. I don't think that they would do that because I think they'd be too worried about it getting age restricted. Although, I don't know, it could be one of those things where it's like that one would obviously get age restricted, so there's no way to get around the idea without having that. But I don't know, Unus Annus should not be afraid to take risks. And with videos like this, it seems like they're very afraid to take risks and make videos that are bigger and better. So, I don't know. It's just sad to see. I've dwelled on that for a long time, but whatever. This one's going in C. Alright, then we've got how to escape from a hostage situation. This one, I don't know, man. I'm just getting more bummed about Unus Annus, because, like I said, it's not up to the standards that were set at the beginning of the year. I still stand by that. The beginning, like the first solid month, 2 months maybe, of Unus Annus were amazing. They were the best that Unus Annus has offered so far as content. Like, all of them were consistently on this tier list. Compared to these videos, they would all be like A and above pretty much. But I think pretty much as soon as quarantine hit, they definitely went down because of they weren't able to do stuff. But now that they're back and able to do more stuff, I feel like the videos should have gotten way better. And they did get better than the quarantine videos, but they're still not quite up to the standard. So, I don't know. Like, videos like this, it just doesn't seem as good. Because, the idea, I think if they had done this same idea at the beginning of Unus Annus, it might have turned out into a better video, but I don't know. Just with the way that things have been going, I think this is more of a C. So, alright, does this magnetic skincare routine really work? Another, buy a product, do it, because this product is so silly. Haha, we're this weird product channel now. Unus Annus is trying to be way too many things. This is not what Unus Annus is. This does not define Unus Annus. This magnetic skincare bullshit. I know a big thing also of it is, yeah, they should the whole point is they're trying out different things, but that, no. Especially, I feel like as far as trying stuff goes, it does not make the cut. Because really what Unus Annus should be about is trying things that you wouldn't want to regret not trying before you die. So, if I never get to use a magnetic skincare routine before I die, I'll probably die happier than if I did. So, the fact that this is the kind of stuff that's going up on Unus Annus is not good to me. So, this is getting a D. And then DIY bed of nails. Oh god, please don't ever try this. Okay, this one was decent. There's more good that I can speak about this than others, but I don't know. It was a little disappointing, not because they didn't stab themselves, but just the idea of hey, we did this thing. We spent the whole video was just preparing for the actual thing, and then they didn't do it. They didn't do anything with it, really. They were just alright, well, we got this death trap now. Fucking great. It was cool to see Ethan, or not cool, it was funny to see Ethan trying to use tools again. But I mean, that it's just kind of the same thing as the Ethan Becomes a Man video, except not as good. So, this one, I think I'll give it a B. You can't really see it, but it doesn't matter. B for bed. Alright, and then we got the human mop. Kind of on the same level as the last one. Because the idea is not as good, but they did actually end up doing what they set out to do. So that gives it more points, but like I said, the idea being worse kind of brings it down. I don't know, it's just kind of dumb idea, and it's like, oh, we bought all these weird products. It is more of that, actually. So actually, no, I think it gets knocked down one, because it's more just like, oh, we bought all these wacky products. But I can give it more credit because they did buy multiple stuff to go with one concept instead of just buying one product and being like, oh, this is funny. So I think this can go in a C. Alright, and then we've got, can sound therapy heal all wounds? Just kind of some boring shit. They fuck around with some tuning forks, and that's it. And only Ethan does it to Mark, and I don't think it ever gets reciprocated. So, it's kind of just... So I think this is another one of those that, like I said, even though it's a concept and not buying a... Actually, no, it was a product in there. So, actually, when I look at this one, I don't like it as much as the human mop. I'm knocking it down to D tier. So, because it is just a product thing. Hey, we bought these tuning forks and make a video out of it. Alright, this is the most dangerous children's story ever made. This one was good. Ish. I mean, it was funny. It was funny to watch them do this. It is just another, like, oh, we bought a product, so we're going to use it. But it was fun to watch, and they made a little contest out of it. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a goof, it was a gaff, and it was a guffaw. But meh. B tier. B for Bloonies Bop right there. It looks like it's in between, but it's on B. Next up we got Would Chica Save Us for Drowning? I like this one because it combines the swimming with dogs. The only really great part about it, or the only part that like stands out in particular to me, was Chica swimming at the beginning of the episode. It was really cute. But as far as the rest of the episode goes, it's still pretty good. It's a goof. It's a gaff. It's funny. I enjoy watching it. I think this could get an A. I think it would definitely be a lower in the A tier, but I don't think it's as bad as these ones in B tier. So, alright, we do it better than Icarus ever could. This one, honestly, it has the same vibe as one where it's just like, oh, we bought this product and now we're doing funny thing. But honestly, they didn't buy a product. They just said, oh, hey, we got random shit and now we're gonna do this thing because funny. That doesn't fly with me. Get it? Doesn't fly. It's Icarus. This is going in D tier. Maybe E tier actually. Yeah. E tier. Yeah. It's just not good. It's like the concept is very Unus Annus, like all the death and whatever. But meh. Alright, then we've got the beginning of the end. Expectations based on thumbnail and title. Actual video. I mean, it's Unus Annus. It's very Unus Annus, but there was no explanation with it. And there was no reason for this video. I thought, like, this video, it seems like it would signify something like top 100. Like, we're in the top 100 videos. But it was just like they did this for pretty much no reason. It was kind of funny at parts, but I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a B. No, C. Because it's only a minute long. So I wouldn't really ever go back to that video. It's like I can appreciate that for being Unus Annus, but I wouldn't go back and watch that unless I was watching all of them. And then the one from today, the annual Unus Annus dunk contest. This video is funny, and it was more of the spirit of Unus Annus, which makes me happy. But it's not the greatest, I suppose. It was funny. There were only 2 actual dunks made in the entire video. One of them was Mark climbed up the pole and dunked it in, and then the other one was Ethan was on Mark's shoulders. But I mean, I can appreciate this video for sure, cause they made a contest out of it, and it was a contest based on a concept, not based on a product. So I'm gonna give that one an A. And there you have it. This is the new Unus Annus tier list. From now to the last one that I did. But yeah, I mean, none got an F, which is good, I suppose. It speaks more to the idea that these are better than the quarantine videos, but I don't know. I think it's just because none of them are inherently bad. They're still entertaining to watch. But a lot of them are just like with this list in particular. I would go back and watch A through above on their own, but I probably wouldn't even go back and watch B and below. So I don't know. This section definitely was not as good as previous ones, but it also is a smaller section, so there are more likely to be more not so great videos. So I don't know. I really hope going into the top 100 we can get even better videos, but you never know. I'm really hoping that, especially, I hope this trend of like just dumb ideas for videos doesn't continue on into like the end of Unus Annus. I'm really hoping, if not the whole top 100, at least like the very like end of Unus Annus, maybe like the last week or the last month or something like that. I hope that at least is all like really good videos, like really special videos. Like I want to see Unus Annus skydiving. I don't know if they can necessarily do that, because I don't know. Nobody knows what the hell is happening with COVID, but hopefully we can have an Unus Annus miracle, and we can be out of quarantine, and Mark and Ethan can do some really, really cool shit. Because that's the whole thing. It's like, yeah, they're able to be together now, but they're not. Quarantine, as far as the world is not over. So they can't go out and do crazy shit. So, I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this one, then hit the big ol' like button, you ding dang dummy, because it tells you whether or not you like the dang heckin' video. You can also feel free to check out Unus Annus in the description. Unus Annus, I know I shot on a lot of these videos here, but there are a lot of genuinely fun and interesting videos on Unus Annus. Like I said, in my opinion, the first like month or 2 months was really, really good, amazing, and from there it just kind of went down. Obviously, there have still been really good videos since then, but the majority of them are not as good as those. So yeah, go check them out. You can also check out my Twitter and Instagram in the description. I posted something on Instagram like yesterday, so go look at that. I don't know, dude. What the fuck ever. I don't care. You can also feel free to leave comments. Give me your thoughts on some of these, because I don't know. I'm kind of getting sick of some of the stuff that I'm seeing on Unus Annus. It just doesn't live up to the standard that Unus Annus set at the beginning of the year. But hopefully it'll get better. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Also, just general feedback, as well as suggestions for other things you want me to do, other games you want me to play. Maybe there's another thing you want me to make a tier list for. I don't know, dude. You're gonna have to tell me if you want me to do it, so you might as well. But yeah, other than that, you can click right down here to go see my most recent video. You can click over here to go see the rest of the Unus Annus stuff that I've done in the past, and you can go click right in the middle there to go subscribe. But anyways, thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Unus Man. Did I say Honest Man last time? If I did, then Unus Man out. But if I didn't, then Honest Man out.